Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching another video. Tonight we're going to be having a look at this awesome prism scope from Monstrum and its dirty little secret. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with this mounting bracket right here. This is the Cerberus. And as always, guys, if at the ending of the video you want to purchase this awesome prism scope from Monstrum and help support the channel, make sure you check out the link in the description below because we do get a commission if you purchase this scope. And of course, before getting started, just want to thank the good folks out at Monstrum for sending me the scope to review. Let's get started. Really quick before getting started, I think the main reason people get a prism scope is if you're like me and you have astigmatism. When you look through a regular red dot, it just looks like a starburst. It's very blurry, and I don't really get the full benefit and enjoyment of using a red dot. But with the prism scope, the reticle is etched into the lens, so when you look through it, it doesn't blur out. It's 100% better than looking through a regular red dot scope. Let's begin with a quick size reference just so you get a better idea for the overall size of this scope. So here's a deck of cards. I'm going to turn it sideways. It looks like it's almost the same height as that. And if we put it right over here, almost the same size that way too. Here's a quick size reference for the ocular lens in the back against the US quarter. And around to the front. I should be able to drop this right in here. There you go. Let's get this scope on the scale so you know how much weight you're going to be putting on your rifle. Coming in at right around 12.5 ounces. And just in case you're wondering what 12.5 ounces feels like, well, if you got a bottle of water around the house, fill it just a little bit past halfway, and that should get you pretty close. Here's everything you're going to get in the box. The Cerberus itself, a lens cleaning cloth, an additional CR2032 battery in addition to the one that's already in the scope, and you got some hardware here, which is a torque wrench and an additional torque screw in case you lose one. And then on the left here is the dirty little secret I was telling you about. They're going to give you the Aries micro red dot as well as all the installation hardware. Also included in the box is this pre-installed 1.6-inch offset mount that can attach to any Picatinny rail that's held into place by torque screws. Construction of the Cerberus is 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. Your waterproof rating is IPX7, so this can stay submerged in 1 meter of water for at least half an hour. The battery type that fits in here is going to be a CR2032, and this is also fog proof, so you don't have to worry about your lenses fogging up internally and collecting mold. Let's have a look at the rear of the scope at your ocular eyepiece, and you can clearly see that beautiful green glare. We got fully multi-coated lenses in the rear and over at the front of the scope. And coatings on lenses are a necessity. It takes out a lot of the glare. It lets in the right amount of light so that your image that you're looking at is nice and bright, as well as making sure that the color reproduction is accurate when you're looking through the lens. The ocular lens also has a diopter to help you really focus in on the object you're looking at through the lens. Let's have a look down the left side of the scope here. You have your battery compartment located underneath this cap. And then you have your brightness settings buttons. You have 11 brightness settings. These buttons will also function as your on and off switch and help you toggle back and forth between green and red illumination. These buttons are also sealed, so you don't have to worry about getting water into the scope itself. Now, some people prefer the old analog dials, but I find that this is a lot quicker to adjust the brightness up and down. Of course, here on the top, you have your elevation adjustment. On the right is your windage. And these are exposed to make it a lot easier to make your adjustments on the fly. Another great feature that the Cerberus has that keeps it in line with industry standards with companies like Vortex is the shake and wake feature. So if this scope stays dormant for 10 minutes, it'll go into sleep mode. 2 hours, it's going to shut off entirely. To wake it up, all you got to do is shake it and the reticle will illuminate onto the last brightness setting it was on. And then up front on the right hand side is where you can install the Aries micro red dot. And it can be installed 90 degrees this way or at a 45-degree cant this way. What a great option to have. Let's have a closer look at the Aries micro red dot. Let me get you guys some size references here. So here is a US quarter. Fits right on the back of that. Tiny. here is your lens size reference. Here is a US dime. Okay, there's a 3 MOA dot in here. Okay, about that size. Tiny. Let's take a quick tour around the Aries. Very simplistic and minimalistic design. On the rear, you have your brightness adjustment buttons. This will also serve as your on and off switch. On the top, you have your elevation adjustment. On the side, your windage. Over on the front, beautiful red coating to help cut the glare out. And on the bottom is where it stores your 2032 battery. The Aries also shares a lot of the same features as the Cerberus. It's made out of the same 6061 T6 aluminum. You still have 11 different brightness settings, same waterproofing IPX7, and it also features Shake Awake as well. Now the Aries can install either 90 degrees here or at a 45-degree cant up here. And the reason you would want something like this is, let's say you're engaging something at 100 yards and all of a sudden something pops up like 10 feet in front of you. Instead of trying to figure out where to hold this reticle, you can just quickly switch to the 3 MOA dot of the Aries, engage, and then go back to shooting at 100 yards. Currently, the Cerberus has 2 reticle choices. There's a circle dot and the DX one that we're going to be looking at in just a little bit. And before going outside, here's a quick look at what the Cerberus might look like installed onto your rifle. Here we go outside, 25 yards, nice bright day. I've got the DX1 reticle stacked on the target. Now it's so bright right now that not even on the 11th brightness setting, the red and the green reticle wasn't showing up. But as we can see here, it doesn't matter because of the Prism's etched reticle. This one's in black. It is still totally usable. You can clearly see the reticle on the bottom of the target. All right, gonna take this inside so you can view the reticles here. Brightness setting level 5, this is red, over to 11. Noticeably brighter, and out of the two, the red reticle is brighter than the green. All right, here is green at level 5. Both level 1s weren't picking up in the camera, so I just went to level 5 here, and then here's 11. You can see it's much brighter there. Let's have a look at the Aries outside. Here we go, guys. Outside, 10 yards, brightness level 1. You can see it just there on the upper right side of the bullseye. On to brightness level 6. You can definitely see that more. 3 MOA dot. And now over to brightness level 11. That is a lot of light coming out of a small area. Once again, guys, this has been the Cerberus Prism Scope from Monstrum. You basically get 2 scopes for the price of 1. Decent glass, nice bright reticle. If you're in the market for a new Prism Scope, this might be a great option for you. Well, alright guys, this is the ending of the video. Remember, if you want to purchase this awesome Prism Scope from Monstrum, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.